i chi i Prifysgol Cymru y Drindod Dewi Sant. Dyn ni yma yn fyw am ail raglen heddi. So, good morning and a very warm welcome live from the University of Wales, Trinity St David. To give you an overview of what we offer here at the university. So if you haven't yet decided where you want to go or what you want to study, we will give you all the information required to choose the course you will be studying for the next 3 or 4 years. Wedi ymuno gyda ni heddi, joining us today, we've got colleagues from Applied Psychology here on the Carmarthen campus and one of our students, Rosie, and of course our 2 student ambassadors who will be with me to lead the show today. So croeso, welcome. So, to give you a bit of an idea of what we offer here on the Carmarthen campus, we offer education, QTS, which our students will speak about and have spoken about on previous programmes if you want to relook. So if you want to be a qualified teacher, we always do education studies, we also do creative Carmarthen courses that range from BA acting, and Dan will be joining us to talk about our film courses here. And of course, we will have Dylan Blaine joining us from our sports department and Jess from the Carmarthen Business School later in this programme. But of course, if you've got any questions throughout today's show or later on today, our clearing number will appear on the screen at all times. Any questions, get in touch. And if you do want to make an application, please visit the web address that also shows on the screen now. Make that application and we will get back to you with that offer within the next few hours. So to start with then, we're joined by Charlotte and Rosie. And you guys have some questions for Rosie and Charlotte, don't you?
Yes, we do. So, as we've previously discussed, last night was for people who are awaiting results, but not all of our students are students like us who are awaiting results tonight and coming in. Some of us are mature students like you, Rosie. So if you could give us an insight into who you are, what you're studying, and how you came about getting involved in studying that subject with us.
Okay, yeah, so my name's Rosie Herring and I'm actually studying applied psychology here. I'm one of the many mature students that are at the university. And I actually came for an open day with my son, and they had an inspirational speech, and I thought it was wonderful, and afterwards I went to talk to some of the lecturers, basically just to say what a good opportunity it was for my son, and if something like that had been available when I was his age, then I would have gone to university. And the lady I spoke to said, well, what's stopping you going? And I was like, well, I don't have A-levels, I'm dyslexic, I'm quite old. So she said, don't be ridiculous, go and talk to them. And, the rest's history. Here I am in my 2nd year, coming into my 3rd year now. So
great. So you touched there on A-levels. Charlotte, could you elaborate on how could mature students go about getting involved if they don't have A-levels or GCSEs or other things? What's the process of elimination?
As you said, we don't always take students with A-levels. About 85% of our students on the course currently are non-traditional students, so they're mature students or those without A-levels or any other formal education or background. We look at each individual on own merit, really. So we look at the experience that they've had, job experience or life experience. So just get in contact, really, and we'll call you in for a chat and to discuss the course further and see whether you're able to take part in the course, really. So don't think just because I've got no formal education that I can't actually study on the course, because there's opportunities for you to do that.
So for those who are watching who maybe are interested in coming to study applied psychology, what exactly is the applied in the title, applied psychology, if you could just...
Okay. The applied element is basically the difference in modules. The type of modules that we study here at Carmarthen are applied in the sense we look at key issues in society. So as you're probably aware, mental health is key at the moment in society. So through the 3 years, you'll study mental health. In the first year with children, for example, we look at anxiety, depression, ADHD, Asperger's, so specific to children. Not only do we look at the causes and treatments and things like that, but we also look at the impact of ADHD, for example, in the classroom. And that goes into the 2nd year then, when we look at educational psychology, another applied module, because some people want to be educational psychologists, so we actually specifically look at that. educational psychology, again, looking at the impact within the classroom. We study adolescence, again, in the second year, and that looks at maybe the effect of social media on an individual's identity and how psychologists can help children with that then, or adolescence. And then in the third year we go into old age and how mental health affects older people through dementia or loneliness or things like that. At the applied modules are forensic. That seems to be really popular at the moment with CSI and things like that. Sports psychology, media psychology. So ultimately, the applied element is to get you a job at the end of the course, because that's what hopefully everybody wants to do a degree for, is to get a good job at the end of it. So by applying psychology to every day, hopefully that'll help you in the future to your future career, whatever that might be.
So before we move on to future career, maybe both of you could give us an insight into the specifics of the course. Other than formal lectures, what other extra things are given to you as students? Maybe Rosie, you could start us off with other things, like in teacher training you get placement. What would you
Well, one thing that's brilliant at the university is the student services. As a dyslexic person, I've had so much support here, which has enabled me really to feel confident to do the course. That, they've been fantastic. So, yeah.
Great.
So, yeah, in relation to added extras, as you mentioned, placement. We have a placement opportunity in the second year, which is for educational psychology. So students will go out into the community working on educational programs and things like that. There's an opportunity to study abroad in the second year as well. There's guest lectures. We've had forensic psychologists, educational psychologists, experts in autism and things like that. We also have something called a psychology forum. And basically students read an article, read a newspaper, come in with that issue that's currently happening out in the real world, and then we'll discuss it from a psychological perspective and how maybe psychologists would deal with that particular element or issue.
I've also been doing research, which is outside of some of the research I did in my second year. We've worked with the lecturers to go further on it outside of the degree, and so that's been an amazing experience for me as well.
Yeah, and hopefully it's on menopause, and that's current at the moment in society, and it's in the news a lot. So she did really well on that particular piece of research, so we want to take that further as a staff student piece of work. Really.
Yeah, so there's more than just the course itself. You can go further and do research like you did, and the student services helped you do that with the help with the dyslexia and the confidence boost. Great. So you mentioned earlier then about life after graduation. Is the course, can people who study the course go into psychology as psychologists then after they graduate?
Obviously they have to do a postgraduate course, masters in, if they want to be a clinical psychologist, they'd have to study that, an educational, a forensic psychologist, and this course is a springboard for that because it's BPS accredited. It's accredited by the British Psychological Society. So if you want to be a psychologist, if you don't want to be a psychologist, there's many roles out there because as we know, everybody has a degree nowadays, so employers need people with degrees, and they particularly like psychology because it's the study of human behaviour and the mind. And we've had lots of students going into probation, into the police force, into research, and there's lots of opportunities out there, really.
So to bring it to a close, Rosie, what are you intending on doing when you graduate with this degree?
Right, well, I'm thinking of going to do an MSc, and it'll be a research-based one. And I would never have thought of that before starting, that I'd be interested in the research side of things. So yeah, that's probably what I'll go ahead to do.
Thank you.
Good luck with that, and that should be inspiration for you guys at home, that if you've not even considered university and you've just tuned in today and seen this, then please find a course that you're interested in and take the inspiration from Rosie to PhD next, Rosie? Yeah. Fantastic. So thank you so much for joining us today, and good luck to you, and thank you, Charlotte. And that should be enough inspiration for you guys, that if you haven't yet decided to come to university, then please do have a look at the courses we offer on our website, and of course get in contact. If you're still unsure and you do want some more information about our courses, then we do have an open day on Saturday. So if you're feeling a little bit apprehensive about maybe doing that form or getting in touch via the telephone, then please just drop into our open day on our Carmarthen or Swansea campuses, and we'll be able to speak you through all the finance, and all of the details which Rosie discussed there about student services. So, croeso I chi gyd i'r diwrnod agored I Sadwrn.
I've got that lightning inside me, son of a god. I'm like a titan that's rising, oh, just you watch. I'm stepping into fate. There is no time to waste. I've got that lightning inside me. This is how legends are made. This is how legends are made. This is how legends are made.
I'm now joined by Dan Bailey from Film and Media here at Carmarthen. Dan, can you tell us a little bit about Film and Media here on the Carmarthen campus?
Yeah, so we've recently just got some new courses going. So we've reshuffled a little bit from a couple of years ago. So we now offer filmmaking and we offer adventure filmmaking as well. Adventure filmmaking is our brand new course, and it's the first one we have. I think it's the only one in the UK as well. And so we have a lot of sort of students interested in that course, and we got a lot of people coming in to do it.
So what makes it so special? If it's the first in the UK, what's different about that course compared to like other filmmaking courses in UK?
So we found that a lot of things, that a lot of our sort of media is being shown a lot on YouTube, and like names like Devon Supertramp and stuff like that are being thrown around, and we find that those people are actually making careers from that kind of sort of extreme filmmaking, and just sort of like working with brands and actually just having a lot of fun.
So yeah, how does the course work then? So give us like a bit of an outline of how, you know, for somebody who may want to study adventure filmmaking, what's the outline of the course like?
So we try to sort of get the students out as soon as possible. They come in, learn the core skills of production, and work closely with the filmmaking students in the first year. We go on an expedition at the end of each year. So in the first year, we go out on an expedition as a sort of a course with the staff. So this year, we just come back from Scone Island for 2 days on Scone Island. So we had a documentary filmmaker who works for the BBC, and he took us there, and he taught all the students how to sort of what kind of documentary they wanted to make, and it was up to them what they wanted to sort of produce. They could produce like a David Attenborough kind of style documentary, or they could produce like a vlog style kind of thing, and that sort of Dave overlooked all that then.
And on this campus, you've got adventure filmmaking as outdoor adventure.
Yeah.
As a course as well, haven't we?
Yeah.
So you guys get to collaborate with them a lot.
Yeah. So we've actually collaborated with them this year already a lot. So we have to do this thing, health and safety, and the students have to learn about risk assessments and stuff like that. And we worked with the guys, Graham from the Outdoor Ed, and they took us down up to Llandyssil, and we did loads of like water safety and stuff for 2 days. So the students learn how to save other people in the water. And they learn how to be safe if they were filming near water, and if they fell in, they'd learn how to be safe within that environment, so they could take control if anything ever happened, not just to themselves but anybody else who they were working with.
So you're learning lots of skills, although it's just filming. There's all sorts of different stuff.
Yeah, if you're outdoors, it's not just about filming. You could be leading sort of a team of 20 people, and you need to know how to look after those 20 people. The students also got put onto an outdoor first aid course, which they are all now qualified in outdoor first aid for 3 years.
Oh. Okay, we have a eang on our campus which is linked to different digital production companies. What experiences do your students have with different industries?
So yeah, we understand that university is sort of a platform for a lot of people, and we don't want them just to be confined into sort of just a core members team of staff. So that at the moment there's only 3 of us. We don't want the students to be confined to that core team. So what we do, as well as the eang, we bring members of staff, freelance staff, who are live and active in the industry. So we bring a lot of like macro photographers from Olympus, we bring ambassadors from Panasonic, we bring DOPs who work for Red Camera, and they all come in and they do classes and workshops with our students and get them working with different things. We also bring people like Rhys Bevan from the Eang. He comes over and talks about like management and how to work with teams. And then when the students go over to the Eang and work with the companies that are working within that building, they can go on to sort of work experience. Yeah. They've been working on productions like Jonathan and sort of, working within the Welsh medium and English medium.
Yeah, both. So dwyieithog. What kind of jobs do they have after graduation?
So we've had a couple of success stories. One of our students is now a Panasonic ambassador, so he travels Europe making videos for the brand new cameras that they bring out, like the GH5. He made the video for that. We have students working for, we've had them go on to work for the BBC on shows like Will and Casualty and things like Deal or No Deal they've worked on. And then we also get people going into sort of the digital market when they go into like marketing for big companies, and they go and work in the marketing department for big companies. We've got sort of students working together. So we have a student who runs a film festival, and another student has just done all the new marketing and branding for that. So once we leave and they sort of don't just walk away from each other, they go on and they make those connections for life then.
So the film course is part of our Creative Carmarthen cluster in Cyfrddin Creadigol ni. So as part of that cluster, we've got the BA Dance, the BA Acting and the BA Theatre Design and Production, haven't we? And you guys collaborate a lot with them, don't you?
Yeah, so we collaborate a lot straight away with those courses, especially with the acting course. I know that the acting courses have a module that integrates them being on screen, and we try and get in with them with the filmmaking courses to get our students behind those cameras and then help each other. We also run workshops where they can make films together, and as early on as the first week of university, they collaborate and make sort of a short film together and then screen it in front of everybody, and that's in their first week. We also collaborate with sort of companies like Panasonic, Olympus, more local companies like Ulfi, and we try and integrate that into not just our courses, but we try and get everybody in the Creative Carmarthen industry involved as well.
Brilliant. And that's really unique that everyone can work together in its creative cluster. So here's a quick video now to show you a little bit more about our Cyfrddin Creadigol, so our Creative Carmarthen. Hello, croeso nôl and welcome back. And that was Charlotte and Rosie from Applied Psychology. Really interesting stuff there. We're now joined with our lecturers and graduates from our sports course. So on to you now, Chloe, to interview and have some key information from our lecturers.
Okay, Tesni, you've just graduated now. What advice would you give to students looking into doing sport and possibly talking us through your journey from choosing the course and then to graduating now?
Okay, so my main piece of advice for anybody looking to go onto a sports course is get out there, look at as many universities as you can. I personally went around about 30 different unis, just looking at loads of the different courses. Whether you know if it's a specific sports course you want to do or just you want something to do with sports, that's why it's so worth doing, because you can have a look at all of the separate courses, find out a lot more. You can also meet some of the lecturers and have informal chats with the lecturers and get a bit more of a feel for the university, a bit more of a feel of like what the course is like. I personally met up with the lead lecturer on my course here at UWTSD, and that was like a big decider in helping me come to the university. But there are loads of other reasons as well why I choose to come.
Okay, if you'd like to elaborate maybe on why choosing the course here in Trinity and this campus?
So, as I already mentioned, one of the reasons was meeting with my lecturer. I know she's a very well-respected practitioner in our field of work, sports therapy, and when I met her, she was just so enthusiastic about the course, seemed so knowledgeable, and I was really excited to work with someone like that. I also found out a lot more about the support services here. For years I've struggled with anxiety, and so knowing that those support systems were in place was really nice, and I actually met up with them before coming to the university officially to decide what they could do for me, help me in any way. And in that sense it made me feel a lot more like I'm a student with a name here, not a number in a big crowd of people. And I've had loads of incredible opportunities given to me through the course, and as well as outside of the course, being working within the SU as a part-time officer, as well as being a student ambassador, young ambassador, and work closely with all kinds of staff, all kinds of students, and it's just been really great. And my degree here is actually the only accredited degree in Wales for sports therapy, and that's a huge selling point in itself.
Okay, good. Okay, Dylan, would you like to talk us through what sport and health courses this campus has to offer?
Yeah, certainly. We've heard already from Tesni with regards to our sports therapy course, but we also have a range of other courses, and advice would be is to find out the detail about these courses, because lots of universities do offer sport and health related programs, many with similar names. So it's important for students looking for courses to understand exactly what the degrees are. So here on the Carmarthen campus, as I said, we've got the sports therapy program, we've got physical education, we also got a health, nutrition, lifestyle program, outdoor adventure education. We also offer a Cert HE in personal training and sports massage, and as well as those courses, we have a nursing studies and health program on offer as well.
Okay, would you like to talk us more about the PE course?
Certainly, yeah. So I program direct the physical education degree here on the Carmarthen campus, and that degree really is set up for those students who are interested in becoming physical education teachers or working within the field of youth sport. So the programme itself is devised around providing students with a theoretical background into the field of physical education, but also giving them ample opportunities to practice lots of that theoretical work in an applied sense. So lots of opportunities for them to work with young children on lots of different physical activities that they may deliver should they work in the field of physical education. So that programme is ideally suited for those students who have made those decisions. But it's also for those who just want a background in terms of working within physical activity more broadly. So I know lots of students out there will have an interest in sports, but and have studied physical education maybe at A level or done a BTEC, and be interested in progressing further in that field because of the interest they've got in it. So the physical education degree would also be ideal for that type of student.
Okay, great. And then talking about opportunities, what opportunities do you think, Tesni, that you've gained through this course?
Okay, through sports therapy, obviously throughout my 3 years I've learnt lots of valuable skills in sports massage, manual therapy, all sorts of things. We run this thing Challenge by Choice at the university, so we've been provided with lots of opportunities to work at events such as the Swansea Triathlon, the Invincible events. I've had the opportunity to work at Football Aid at the Liberty Stadium, where I've been able to put to use all of the skills that I've learnt. I've also just been recently involved as being a research assistant on a research project on concussion in rugby, which is really exciting and opens the door to meeting lots of other networks and contacts.
Yes, really good. Then, o ran siaradwr Cymraeg, pa cyrsiau neu cyfleoedd sydd ar gael i'r bobl hynny sydd yn siarad Cymraeg?
Ie, gret. Mae ganddyn ni sawl cyfle i'r myfyrwyr sydd am astudio yn ddwyieithog ar draws llawer iawn o'n cyrsiau yma ar campws Nghaerfyrddin. Felly nes I sôn am addysg corfforol. Yn amlwg mae yna angen o ran athrawon yn ysgolion gyfrwng Cymraeg sydd o gwmpas. Felly ni'n I medru rhoi cyfleon i'r myfyrwyr yna sydd am astudio ac I symud mewn I gweithio yn ysgolion gyfrwng Cymraeg. Ond hefyd ar draws ein gradd therapi chwaraeon, mae yna cyfleon i'r myfyrwyr astudio rhan o'r gradd yna. Hefyd, nes I ddim sôn yn gynnau, ond gwyddorau chwaraeon ac ymarfer. Mae yna cyfleon i'r myfyrwyr astudio rhan o'r cwrs yna. A beth ni'n hefyd yn medru wneud ar y campws yma yw clymu'r cyrsiau mewn yn agos iawn gyda'r Coleg Cymraeg Cenedlaethol. Felly mae'r cyrsiau yna I gyd yn gymwys am ysgoloriaeth cymhelliant y Coleg Cymraeg Cenedlaethol. Felly cyfleon ariannol i'r myfyrwyr os maen nhw'n edrych I astudio'n ddwyieithog. Felly sawl cyfle i'r myfyrwyr yna.
Gret.
Diolch. Os ydych chi unrhyw diddordeb I astudio cyfrwng Cymraeg, mae'r gwefan ar y sgrin ar hyn o bryd I chi'n edrych mewn I bursariaeth sy'n gael trwy Coleg Cymraeg. So diolch yn fawr I chi, Dylan, thank you very much. We're now going to watch a clip from our Sports and Exercise Science lecturer to give you insight into the course and the various pathways available.
What we try to offer here with our degree more than anything is not only the academic knowledge about sport and exercise science, but the opportunity for students to develop practical skills and experience alongside it.
We run degrees in sports science with personal training and sports science with sports nutrition. The degree is predominantly focused on developing students who can actually work in the workplace, working with either top-level athletes or people with health conditions or within the public domain in general health and fitness.
So giving the students the opportunity to come to venues like this, the Velodrome, to train clients. As a university, we sponsor the Swansea Triathlon. Therefore, students get the opportunity within modules to work with clients who want to train for a triathlon.
We work at the basic level where we give everyone the understanding of how to design training programs, how to fitness test, how to look at nutrition support for athletes. That will be geared really at the community health level and the amateur athlete level.
Also using our bespoke training facility that we have on campus that students can hire out to work with their own clients, or they can work with clients as part of the Centre for Health and Ageing, which is on the Carmarthen campus, where we have world-leading research going on into exercise with ageing populations.
We're now really looking far more at your next stage of your career and developing your skills to actually go out and have specific careers in exercise referral, working with professional athletes, working in teams, and or then moving on to master's degree programs.
We also have vocational awards embedded within many of the modules.
So throughout the course you'll be able to get awards such as a gym instructor, personal training, exercise referral, first aid, from teachers, all those awards that actually employers want.
And more than anything, what we're trying to develop is students who have academic knowledge but also have practical skills and experience to be able to get a job at the end of their degree.
One of the key attributes that we offer, which is different to many other institutions, is this bespoke, very personal learning environment. We only recruit between 16 and 18 students in any of our degree programs because the key aspect of what we want to do is work with you as an individual rather than you just as a member of a large group.
What we also offer on the Carmarthen campus is the opportunity for students to study some of their modules through the medium of Welsh and bilingually and gain scholarships from the Coleg Cymraeg Cenedlaethol.
Many of our students will graduate and they'll move on to either do masters or into the workplace, and several go on to do teacher training qualifications.
Hello a croeso nôl I chi, and we were speaking there about the opportunities for the Welsh language. The Carmarthen campus is actually a bilingual campus, isn't it? And you guys are fluent Welsh speakers.
Yeah. But we do a lot of things with the non-Welsh speakers. Like, I think, Tesni, you're not first language Welsh, are you?
No.
So how did you find that? Like, was it scary or approachable?
It's actually so really nice to come into, like a place where you've got two languages. My mother is actually a fluent Welsh speaker herself, so it's been nice for me to try and learn some myself, because obviously I've always been living in England, but it's nice for me to be learning it. And I work with a Welsh rugby team that are all fluent Welsh speakers, so it's helping me in the business world, and it's given me lots of opportunities, and I'd love to keep learning to learn a bit more.
Because the sports thing, we've done that, didn't we? Because we've joined several different societies on campus, most of them, because it's bilingual, it's just nice to get the balance between both languages, so it's no problem, really.
Yeah, no,
especially if you feel at home, even if you don't have a parent who speaks Welsh. We know several people that don't, it just works.
Yeah, 100%. I know so many people that are English speakers, but love the language and are quite keen to learn it. Like, I've been to a lot of other places,
and
and
on several occasions we've learned a couple of words to people in different societies.
I even go into the restaurants and stuff on campus. I like to attempt to order in Welsh just because it's nice. They always appreciate me attempting anyway.
And we do give you that opportunity to use and to practice, isn't it? And that's important. We don't expect everyone to be Welsh speaking by Christmas. we will embrace it and help you throughout. So I'm now joined by Jess as well, and Jess, you're from the Carmarthen Business School. So we'll have students watching today who've had their results this morning, or people who are working in business. Why should they choose to study here at the Carmarthen Business School?
Carmarthen Business School is industry leading at the minute. We have set or created our new programme with contemporary business in mind. Businesses facing many challenges in the world in terms of environmental challenges such as single-use plastics. There are social challenges to business, and our business programmes ensure that students leaving our programmes are ready for the future of business.
Brilliant. And what kind of programmes do you offer?
We've got 2 undergraduate programmes at the minute. There is our business and management course, which is sustainability based. So again, like I was saying, it was looking at the challenges facing business for the future, but also a Cert HE in social enterprise management, which looks at social enterprise as a business entity and how you can develop that.
And if there are people out there who already have their own business or want the skills to go into it, can they do the degree and work?
Yeah, absolutely. Our undergraduate business programmes are 12 hours a week, so that you can be a parent, you can be a business owner, you can be somebody with a business idea who want to boost your education as well as work at the same time.
Brilliant. And it's an award-winning business school as well.
It is. We are very proud. We were awarded a Green Gown Award last year for the Tomorrow's Employee category, which really does recognise the hard work that we put into making sure that we do tackle contemporary business and that our students leave us empowered with the skills they'll need in the workplace.
And what are some of our graduates doing now?
We've got a broad range really, and business has that benefit really, that it has such a broad remit. You can take a hobby or a desire and create a business and launch yourself as a self-employed person. So we have many people who have launched their own businesses. We've guided them through that process. We have some that have won awards for their new businesses. We have people who go into middle management level. Somebody's working in HR. We create many teachers, many people that want to stay within the university and also within business to educate others.
And you yourself are a graduate?
I am. I graduated here 3 years ago. I was a mature student, as many of our students are, with a longing to come back to re-educate myself. So I graduated, did a year teacher training, and have come back now as a lecturer because I don't ever want to leave this fantastic institution.
Brilliant. And PhD?
Yeah, I'm doing my PhD in social enterprise and how it can assist the Welsh Government with its commitment to the people through the Wellbeing of Future Generations Act.
Brilliant. An inspiration, and with Rosie, exactly same as you, return to education. So it's not all about A-level and results. If you do want to come to university, then please pick up the phone, the numbers just on the screen, or more importantly, come to an open day. Dewch I diwrnod agored. We have a drop-in session in all our campuses throughout this weekend. So do come, pick up the phone and come and visit us. And just to end, one inspirational video from one of your students, Jess, speaking how wonderful.
My name is Adekoye Josubola. I studied business and management here at Carmarthen County Campus. I've enjoyed my time here. It has been a lovely time. So the advice I would give for a new coming student here is as you attend lectures, don't leave anything till next week or 2 weeks after. Keep on it immediately, work on it, especially the calculations. They are very interesting for me, but you need to work at it. That's the key to success.